let me first start the first module here. Why financial planning? See, every individual has got an aspiration to have his own vehicle, to have his own house, to take care of his family, to make their children have a good education, and also to ensure that they also have a good retirement corpus in their later stages of their life. So all this becomes a part of financial planning, because financial planning is not only about planning for one particular goal. It is a very holistic approach which will help you to live your life which you wanted to live with complete financial freedom. Okay. Now, in the first module, I would like to talk about what are all the common mistakes which prevent people in not achieving their financial goal. The first and foremost thing which I wanted to highlight is that every person is thinking of income minus expenditure should be the savings or investment. It should be the other way around. Income minus investments should be the expenses. So once you bring this thought process, it will help you to become more disciplined. When you get your salary, the first thing which you need to have is to plan for your long-term goals. By doing that, you are actually giving more and more time to compound. Second thing, many people take loans early in their career, which prevents them not to save in the later stages of their life. What happens is that a person who is working in an IT, within 1 year of time, he is going for a home loan because he is getting a special rate. But what happens is that takes away more than 60% of his salary, so that he will not have adequate funds to plan for investments. And they are also planning to go for a personal loan for buying high budget, a gadget, something like that. They are planning for a holiday with their family or with their friends, which they wanted to go for a personal loan. And also they take car loan. So what happens is that this prevents them in not at all planning for their investments. The investments take a backseat where all the instant gratification needs takes the utmost things. I'm not saying that you should not plan, but you should plan in such a way there should be a balance between your loans as well as your investments. And some people also have that habit of saying that I will not take loans, or I will only consider investment in a much later stage once I complete all the loans, which also might not work in the right way, because you lose out on the power of compounding. Because as you know, if you delay the investments, the cost of delay will be much higher, because everybody has got a time frame, say something like 30 to 40 years of their work life. In that period only they need to plan. So this is one more costly mistake. Another thing, if you look at, many people take very safe investments which are not prone to market volatility, something like PPF, something like fixed deposits. And they consider this even for an extended long period. They keep renewing it. But the problem is that that might not beat inflation, and you will not get additional return which can beat inflation. So your investments should be a combination of equity and other assets also, not only in very safe investments which might not help you to beat inflation, and it will not help you to create a corpus also. And people should avoid instant gratification, because investment in equity, if you look at the data, many people don't even stay in equity for 2.5 to 3 years, whereas they stay in a PPF for 20 years, in a debt-oriented life insurance savings plan for 25 years and 30 years. But for equity, they give very short term. That might not work, because equity is for long term. Equity is not for short term. Actually, debt is for short term. Because for short-term goals, you need to plan debt, the conservative investments, because it is not prone to volatility. But for long-term, you need to look at only growth-oriented assets, which will help you to compound. So these mistakes also, they need to factor in. And one more important thing is that people don't plan with a increasing investment. For example, somebody thinks that if they have started, say like 5,000 SIP, they are ready to continue. But once their income goes up, they should also increase their investment so that it will also help them to reach their financial goal much faster. And they have a higher savings, but that is not being correctly channelized in the right way. That is also one of the things which I wanted to address. So now we would have noticed why people could not plan their financial freedom. If these mistakes have been early identified and being corrected, they will definitely have a much better role in their financial life. So in my subsequent video, I will talk about how to plan investments with a 6-step process. See you then.